Hello gamers, hello noobs. Quinn Wuest again, filling in for Pat. We've got a Duo Plus game today, so all the coaches and players are in their games. Today I'm joined by Brian.
Hello, hello.
And we're a bit late, so we already have M1, M2, so far 1.1, 1.2 so far. It's all kind of standard though.
Let's see.
1.1 is probably the least info off pick. 1.2 is hammer blocking 1.1.
It's interesting because 1.1, one of those picks, it kind of makes hats actually look a little bit res if M1 plus one or if the two hammers aren't clean, and then 1.2 is like, yeah, screw you, and that
Yeah.
res is fake ant. So I
hmm
guess already off the bat, ant looks pretty res. Uh,
And along with this 1.3, kind of telling Wrath that killer fake ant is his team.
I
So
don't really
Olong's,
like I don't really like 1.3.
I don't like it either. It's Olong is giving Wrath one team.
1.3 is like it's either PR or spy kind of already.
Yeah,
Strange.
I don't think a VT would do this. It's also a full flip pick of like 1.2.
I was gonna say something that like these like one of the ways you win a lot of these coaching games, which a lot of the people who have coached like maybe 10 to 20 games, like who've been doing it for a while know this, is that like because people are getting coached, you don't expect like the crazy picks. Well, it depends sometimes. You don't actually get to know who the coach is, but
Yeah,
like some coaches are just like, yeah, you know what, just do whatever you want. But that's like pretty rare.
yeah.
So
It depends on the coach. Depends on the player.
yeah,
There are some coaches that probably would want to like have their player do like strictly everything, and then this 1.4 is really lazy.
yeah.
All right, who can Angie pick in this spot though? I don't even know.
Um,
Like, I think the only pick you can make is, like, maybe Killer, but no, you can't even pick Killer because 1.2.
I'm just writing down some stuff.
Well, the thing is, you're never picking Wrath because he's been off pick of so many people. I don't think you're picking Olong either just because of, like, 1.1.
Um,
But you can't really
just like a
pick.
few picks. So something
Honestly,
a lot of people
I think in,
Hilo do.
I think in Angie's
Sorry,
spot,
you
you
go.
can maybe do an off pick in this position, but I don't really know what that is.
I was gonna say this in case like some like newer players are watching, but like some of like the high-low players here on 1.5, when they see this 1.4, they just picked Wrath because this is something a lot of people do is like when they see like someone just looks really bad. Um, some of the high-low players they do this 1.4 like they're like trying to tell you like actually no, pick Wrath because yeah, Olong just looks like shit. And I wouldn't do 1.4 if Olong is res.
Well, also to add, this is also like 1.4 is off picking the same people as 1.1, and some people would want this to be a killer pick. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It
this pick
actually
is.
does mean
Yeah.
that does mean pick killer. I forgot about that.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, fake ant killer can be a spy team. So
Let's just say like
usually I don't go
yeah.
with picks like that. Usually I don't go with like fake ant killer, like his resin killer. I mean, it could be, but
Yeah.
you can never like
Let's just say hypothetically that 1.1 didn't happen and Olong still looked bad, then like
you can
I
probably
think
pick Wrath.
yeah, you could at least.
Yeah. Okay.
I do it a decent amount of the time. Like I know someone who does this a lot, Maxi, and I always make the mistake, or I always make the not make the mistake. I like try to double check now to make sure, um, because there was like games before where I like made this mistake where I was like, oh, you know what, like this like these picks are like resing Maxi, and he's doing this 1.4. Maybe he really wants me to pick into this 1.4 with like the guy who looks really good with Maxi, and that
Sure.
was like what his intention was. He told me after the game.
Yep. Um.
Mm,
Why is I mean I don't understand this accuse.
um,
I mean he's an add to M1+1 unless he doesn't. I mean yeah. Honestly, why is he not? Why is he accusing this? Because 1.2 is like shitting. Is like if you're claiming that 1.1 is kind of soft raising hats if hammers aren't clean. and a 1.2 is shitting on him.
I think that 1.4 might be PR and made like a oopsie because um it's kind of hard to res killer on 1.4. 1.3, 1.4 both look like PR, but like Olong just looks like a spy, like Spire PR.
Yeah, but why is Olong Hats not a spy team? Like, I don't understand this 2.1 from Wrath.
Um,
I guess it's like there's PR info, like maybe like Angie Fakan.
I guess like the logic is it's kind of like the same thing as like on picking, where like if 1.4 on pick someone, like you're not really directly accusing M1 plus one. Not that he
Sure.
on picked on 1.4, but he off picked the same thing. But
Yeah. Well, the only add
it's
to
not
this, I think, is
that aggressive.
the only add to this is Angie on that 2.1. No, actually, no. I think Hats could also be an add to that. Well, I mean, if Wrath is also picking this 2.1, he's not picking Angie, then like Hats should be on this 2.1 anyway, because that's the only add to this.
Hats cannot be happy with this game.
No.
uh, like the way the M1s went.
Well, especially he can't be happy with 1.5.
Let's see. If he picks Olong, I don't like the accuse because I just don't like Olong
He should not.
already.
He should not pick Fake An. And I don't think he don't. I don't think he can add to M1 either. So he's probably picking Killer and maybe Wrath.
There's like here's one of those like weird spots where Hats can actually look res if he just doesn't touch Ant. Like if he doesn't touch the M2 hammer, because he's
Yeah.
saying like I did 1.2 and now you're doing this. Like
Yeah. Well, he can't add to M1. He can't add to M1. He can't. He can't pick Ant.
like an example
So
where you can actually make yourself look res. People don't know about. You make yourself look res with an accuse.
yeah.
I feel like maybe his coach doesn't like. I don't know who the coaches are, but maybe his coach doesn't know this, and he's just like, "What do I do here? Nobody likes me."
I
Well,
mean,
nobody
I
likes
think if
you.
I was in Hatz's position, I would probably pick Killer and Wrath.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that right before you said that because I'm like, I'm not touching Olong, I'm not touching Ant.
And you can't add to M1, so you're just picking those two. And I think picking Angie and Wrath. Actually, Angie and Wrath is also not terrible.
Technically, he could add to M1, but he did do 1.2.
Well, he's VTing himself with one because of 1.2 happened.
Yeah, that's true. I guess Killer and Wrath is really like.
Well, also I think Angie Wrath Cats is also not an egregious 2.3.
I guess.
But I think I would just always pick Wrath and Killer. I think that's the safest.
I don't like this chat by Wrath. How are you cooking?
Wrath is 1.6. He's fighting clean M2. I mean, that's not really possible.
Is it ever? Is it ever just anti 1.1, aka like two spies?
Or has his Merlin?
Or no, not anti 1.1. Whoops.
Just Wrath Olong spies?
Anti Wrath hats. Actually, that's what I meant to say. Where Olong is like randomly res doing
Anti Wrath hats? I think 1.3 is Merlin exactly if it's anti Wrath hats.
1.3 is really bad though.
Yeah, I don't like.
I mean, I guess it's Merlin, but then the coach is just like, let me just do a pick that looks like obvious PR here, and it makes me look like a spy at the same time. Kind of, yeah, I'm not sure.
Wrath's chat is like resing hats.
Thing is, because I don't know the coaches, I'm not really sure who I want to res or spy yet. But like they've given us so much information. At the very least, we would be able to know a lot of teams on M3, like whose team is what, etc. Yeah.
It's a very long stall on 2.3. Yeah, Wrath is saying it.
Like if Hats is a spy, by the way, 1.2 is the kind of pick Hats actually does as a spy, but his coach would probably say no. which is very interesting because so this is like something I always consider in duo games. When I was like I did a few duo games, like I coached a few people. Like here, I would be like, okay, well,
Could it ever
if the
just be
coach,
Sorry to interrupt. Could it ever just be anti long wrath actually, and like ant is just
if it is,
and Hats could just be Merlin or something? No, but if
I
Hats is
wonder like
Merlin, I don't
if
know.
Pats is res, right, which is what we're saying. If he is,
Yeah.
um, I feel like 1.2. It just has to be like it looks really Percy. No, it doesn't make sense to do it as VT. It's just
No, I agree.
like that's some bad coaching if it's a VT, especially after 1.1.
Right.
I hate picks that res M2 hammer. We've talked about this a lot. I hate picks that res M2 hammer because after M2 fails, like he's never going to be on M3 probably.
Yeah.
Um, and then and then even if you are resing him on M1, like he is on 1.2, people could just assume that like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's not actually resing him. Killer and Angie's just one spy. And he did it like as like a soft on Merlin. That's how a lot of people think. So it's like it wouldn't even matter if they are two res.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. Like most people here would assume that Hats is res for this stall, but because it's Hats and he's, uh, you know,
Well, Hats also has a
Hats is
coach that he's
Hats.
talking to, so I don't know.
Hats is like I know he's I think he's typed this in Discord before actually, so I'm not just like saying this unprovoked, but I'm pretty sure Hats has typed in chat once that like in a tournament he might like purposely stall a really long time as spy to look res.
Okay, this pick
I think
was really
I think
long.
that he typed this like a few months ago, something like this.
Yep.
So I'm not just gonna give him the res card for taking like 5 minutes or
Yeah,
whatever.
this was a very long pick. And he picks Anne, which is surprising because 1.4 is kind of asking for killer pick
That
too.
was 5 minutes, yeah.
That was a
Wow.
5 minute 2.3.
What role would ever pick killer?
I think,
Actually,
well,
1.1. Actually, 1.1 res is killer. Never mind. Actually, yeah, yeah, that's fine. Actually, this pick's okay technically.
I would still pick Killer Wrath almost always.
This
'Cause-
pick like matches is M1 still, but mm. Let's see. Olong, you gonna outspy for me? What are you gonna do? It's funny because I usually have like a really good time reading Olong when he's res at least, especially on M3. I don't know why. I just think the way he plays is very
or from chat or just from picks.
kind of like everything. He just like just kind of does like the same kind of things every game. Um, so I usually actually res him a lot in most of the games we play together. I'm sure he knows this too. It's just he doesn't usually outspy that often. He kind of like the thing about Olong is he usually tries to play by the book most of
Okay.
the time, but um,
Well, no one's adding. Okay, so a lot of people are not adding to this M1.
the thing is, all of these accuses, by the way, a lot of
Include
people
Fake
don't know
Ant
this.
and Killer. Yeah?
When there's like so many accuses, a lot of people don't think about it this way, but I do. But I always think that the person on 1.5 looks bad when there's so many accuses, and I think
Okay.
that like you technically have to like cut some of their win rate out right away when 1.5 picks the logical pick because this was the logical pick, right? When someone picks the logical pick on 1.5 and they're just cut out by everybody, I know technically it could be two spies and M1 plus one's clean or whatever, and two spies are accusing. But after M2 fails, uh, and the one res accused already, and the guy on M2 didn't do M1 plus one, you kind of just have to cut 1.5's like win rate a lot, at least in M3 at the minimum. I'm not saying you don't ever app them. Like there's some situations where you're Percy and they still can pick clean, I guess. Um, but like they kind of like it's a situation where like they did nothing wrong, but like yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of teams for free, sadly.
Right.
Let's read the chat a little bit. I haven't really been looking too much. Let me highlight everybody. I like the people who are kind of quiet in these kind of games. Everyone copied my pick. No, I didn't copy your pick. Surely I look goated. Killer is on M2. Sure. I didn't even consider your pick. I didn't even look at your M2.
Well, basically, I think Killer and Ant always have to be on this 2.5. And
I think Killer.
Taking off
Or not
Angie.
Killer. I think Wrath might be. Wait, Bum is. Huh? What?
Bum?
Who's Bum?
There's no Bum.
I thought for a second like he knew the team's coach or some shit.
Yeah, well, Bum's not even coaching this game.
Here's another thing, by the way, and this is true like most of the time, but they're not really doing it this much. I'm just saying this for like people who are like trying to learn. Is that like if people were really like pushing Ant, like pick this, pick that, blah blah blah. Like there's only like a few people who know to do this as spy. Salty Potato is a good one at doing this. Like if everybody's just talking to Ant, like Ant just kind of becomes res, even if this fails.
Yeah.
They're not doing it that much this game, but it's possible that Wrath sounds a little bit desperate. Is all I'm saying. It is a big mistake too to talk to 2.5 when you're like VT like this.
Yep, Wrath is killing Square.
Because you're resing Ant. Like I've said this 10,000 times, and it doesn't unmerlin me. It doesn't res 2.5. I say, listen, if you're res, you know what? Pick this because it's never M1+1. Everybody knows this because like 1.3 happened or this happened. And if you're a spy, pick whatever you want. You
Okay,
can say it like that. You could say it like that, and then you're not resing the person.
Wrath has just killed Square. He says he doesn't like it. And he's also done this accuse on 2.1. So if Killer and Fake Ant are in every M2, and Wrath goes on, Angie's not an ad because of the 2.1 accuse, and Olaf's not an ad
I just think Wrath is a spy because he just killed his own Percy lines.
Well, so no, Wrath is claiming one team being anti-Olong Angie.
I know that, but I think that Wrath now, if he's res, he's VT Merlin.
Yeah, because he's also talking to Hats at 2.3.
I think that Percy wouldn't do that in this spot because it's very low win rate. So I'm just like killing it completely already. I feel like Wrath's coach is like one of those like domineering players who just kind of wants to just like be like, yeah, you know what? I know it's not this, and here you go. Kind of sounds like Manu in a sense, but like Manu like wouldn't do this because he knows it kills his own Percy lines.
Okay.
He wouldn't say it like this.
Oh, this pick is not good.
It could be clean in anti-Hat's Wrath.
I guess. Oh, it succeeds. Wow. What the hell?
Listen, the only reason I thought this could be clean was because Wrath was so fucking desperate. That's like the only reason.
Yeah, I mean, Wrath has one team now, and he should be picking on 3.2. If 3.2 happens, it should be anti-Olong Angie. Anything else?
Let's see if this is like if it floated. Who is it and why? It shouldn't be Ant.
It shouldn't be Angie either, because Angie has no reason to be on this M2. So if it's floating, I guess it's Killer. But why?
Who would Killer be spy with if he's floating here?
Olong?
I just don't know yet.
I don't know.
I'm not sure yet.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Fake Ant or Angie are floating this. If it's singling, that is. This pick.
I kind of like this pick just because Wrath sounds like shit.
Sure,
it's okay. But no, the weird thing is if Wrath is spy with Ant. No. Actually, I don't like this pick. No. I think Wrath isn't a good enough player, or his coach wouldn't tell him to do this. Yeah, this is never clean. I'm just gonna say this isn't clean. 3.1 is not clean. I don't think Wrath is like has the intuition to like talk like this as a spy with Ant.
I know Wrath's coaches.
Who is it? Do you know?
It's Crouton.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, Crouton's a very good player. I just don't see him. Crouton's a player who never cringes, actually. So now I really don't. Now I think this is like 0.0%. I'd be really shocked if this was clean.
Yeah.
Would be probably easy reject actually. So maybe Angie's
Oh, it could also
well,
just be Wrath
Angie's
chatting.
clean. If Angie's res is just kind of like a punt, then
Okay, well, Olong is
um,
explain his reject.
I had to assume that they wouldn't be. Yeah, exactly. Like Olong's got it. Olong's like, do you know Olong's coach, by the way?
I do not. Let me actually
Uh,
hang on. Let me check
I
something.
wish there was a way to check for like spectators, but then I guess they could DM the players.
Well, there. Olong is okay. So it's either Lamarcus or Artsy or Pingu or maybe Av Hunter. Or actually, it also could be
Probably
Sidewalk Kill.
probably Pingu or
No, I don't think Pingu would want to coach.
okay, then it's
It's
probably Av or
probably Artsy,
Sidewalk Kill.
Lamarcus, or Av or Sidewalk Kill. Yeah,
I don't think Artsy would tell Olong about
Artsy's
this.
coached.
Yeah,
It's
I
probably
think
yeah. It's probably
probably
yeah.
Av. I think Av would
Av or
probably
Sidewalk Kill. I think.
Av would probably have this read the most
Actually,
out of any.
I think Pingu would probably have a read like that.
Yeah, that's why I said Pingu, but you said
I
you
don't. I
said
mean,
Pingu
Pingu
would.
might want to coach. I don't actually know.
You said Pingu's not doesn't want to coach. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
then.
I don't know. It could be. Yeah. Like
Um,
this is a read that Pingu could make, but I don't.
Pat's actually wanted to reject this, which is interesting. It's kind of funny because I kind of like that by Olong, but let's see.
Yeah. This is Wrath's only team. Yep.
Oh,
This is Wrath's only team.
hmm. But can he pick this if he's Merlin? He can't, can he?
I mean, I think the people on the team should app it anyway.
It might not even pass, by the way.
Okay. Well, if it doesn't pass, then Wrath is not on any teams until M5.
Mm,
Like this is the only team that Wrath is claiming.
to be fair, it actually is applicable because 3.1 looks kind of bad. Olong looked bad earlier. This is one of those games where you don't need to really spy or arrest someone because there's so much fucking info
Yeah, but how has he
already.
killed Square?
I'm telling you, he just sounded really fucking desperate to be on M2. I am a little bit surprised that Olong didn't say anything
About
during
this?
that period of time. But, I mean, I guess he's just like, well, no point in trying to, like, risk on Merlining, I guess. It feels like Wrath likes Hats, kind of. I don't know why.
Gets rejected. Okay, well, Wrath has no teams.
Let's see.
I don't hate
This
I don't hate
looks
this.
like
Because Angie
this looks
3.1 doesn't make
like
much sense, and 3.2 is Wrath's only team. So I don't hate this pick.
that's logical. This looks like I'm just trying to see if he's Percy. Who's it Percy to?
It passes and it fails. Okay. Well, M2 repick, I guess.
So one of Wrath and Angie is Res. That's actually good info. I'm not gonna lie.
It would
It's
probably
pretty
just be
good info.
Angie.
How did 3.2 get 3 apps after 2.5 was not taking any of
2.5 doesn't take Wrath or Hats, and therefore 3.2.
I mean, like,
No, I mean, I get what he's saying.
it's kind of a dumb question because, like, everybody already accused Angie anyway, so it's not that bad. And then, Wolong doesn't look that great. The chat this game's like not very good.
No, the
for
chat
Rez.
this game is very weird.
Yeah, it's like this is like kind of like spy. This is like even on M2 clean.
Okay, well this is
Spies
3.2 minus killer.
Oh yeah, this isn't what you're supposed to. Oh, 3.2 minus killer.
Yep.
That's fine. I thought it was. I was thinking about 3.3 for a second. I was like, a mistake a lot of players make is they'll pick 3 people on a mission that failed on M3.
Yeah, they'll pick M3 minus 1 and then just not realize it.
Yeah, then like that guy's like, they're gonna spy you for the rest of the game, and then if M2 floated, I've had this in my games where I've been spy and just won outright because someone's not paying attention. But yeah, I don't really like these like messages because like yeah, it's gonna be M2 anyways. So
I feel like in this game, M2 is probably just clean. It could just be zigzag.
I don't know why these people are cringing. Then it's very strange. It's very, very, very strange.
All right.
Because if it's M2 clean, they already know they're gonna
Olong can at
lose.
first hammer, I guess.
You should. Anytime you don't app here, you're like throwing. You should always app for hammer. I know there's like some high elo players who are like, oh well, he apped, so he's spy. Like no. And if you're res, you always take your hammer.
Angie
Olong doesn't app here. If Olong doesn't app here, I'd be
A
angry.
lot of apps. That's worrying, isn't it?
Yeah, it failed. Yeah.
Okay, so the most likely floater is what, killer? Ant has spied Angie. Now, why would you spy Angie when you pick that 2.5, which you should not have Angie on? I do not like fake Ant anymore.
Yeah.
And now Wrath is getting rezzed.
I think Hats looks pretty good right here because
Well,
Wrath just
yeah.
Well, 3.3 failed, so there's no add to Killer Hat's Wrath other than
Killer Hat's Wrath. It'll be Ant.
Well, bottom was.
It'll be 3.2.
Yeah, you're right. Bottom's not really. Bottom doesn't look good this game at all.
Yeah, it'll be 3.2. But if I feel like Wrath is just dead Merlin on 3.2, or he's like it's like some sort of PR. Okay, well he kills Square. I mean I don't know who the Assassin Morgana are. But Wrath is not a VT. Hats is probably not a VT either. I mean we can actually maybe solve this game by figuring out who the VTs are. It's not Wrath.
Angie's kind of screwed out of this game, by the way. Like whatever her role is. VTs.
It's not Wrath. It's not Hats.
If Ant is res, he's VT. I think.
Yeah. And he's is he VT spying Angie? Really? I don't.
It's possible.
Well, I mean, I just don't think Ant is res.
He's probably like, oh, I fucked up, but Angie's a spy. I've been in that spot before.
Sure.
Olong is PR if he's res, or he's spy.
Okay.
Hats.
Well,
Hats could be VT. He could be Percival. Merlin. It's a little weird.
Let me think. Could Hats be Percy to? No.
It could be.
Could it be Killer Percy to?
It can't be Wrath to Hats.
No.
It just shouldn't be.
Hang on, I'm just trying to think.
I get Killer to Hats.
I'm trying to think of these M3 votes.
Is Killer ever Merlin this game?
Killer Merlin?
Who would the spies be? And who would be the Percy? Would be Hats to Killer. That's a line, I guess.
Well,
kind of.
Well, I'm hoping that 1.2 isn't off-pick 2 Merlins.
1.2.
Yeah, I hope that's not Percy.
Killer and Angie. Oh, shit.
I'm hoping it's not off-pick 2 Merlins.
Good coaching.
Yeah.
Off-pick the person who rezzed you, and off-pick 2 Merlins. I'm joking, by the way. Killer might be res. What do you think? Okay, well, Angie doesn't think that M2 doubled, which is pretty reasonable given how the game went. Unless you spy with Killer, but then nothing. Then Clean's gonna be a fucking impossible. So do we just say Killer's res then? If Angie likes him?
Angie's resing. Wait, Angie resed Killer?
Well, she typed Killer might be res too. What do you think?
Oh. Okay, then what's your team? Let me think.
I hate the way Angie's talking, huh? Like, so Wrath is res. Killer kind of looks res. And then people are saying Olong is res. Anti-Hat's Ant. That's
that's Ant resing Olong. And if we're killing...
No, I know that. But, the thing is that, like...
Well, Hats is now called Wrath of Troll. Hello?
Oh, hello? Sorry, I don't know what happened. My Discord call just dropped. I didn't even do anything. But bottom this game is horrible. No,
But yeah, well, if bottom is not if it's not bottom, then Oling is res.
I hate this chat by hats. Jesus, so bad. But it might be res. Who knows?
I don't hate
Okay, I
it.
mean, if Angie pick rejects this, then she's like for sure res and killer because this is just a throw. If you pick reject this, or she's doing that thing, I guess that everybody does as Merlin. Well, I pick rejected it because I wanted you to pick it, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Nonsense kind of
What
gameplay
if
where
it's
you're.
well? I don't think pick app makes much sense either because she's like asking if killer is res.
Yeah, like one of the things I've told people like thousands and thousands of times, I even say it mid game, is like, yeah, if you're gonna pick reject something with the people who look like the worst. Like if everybody's saying Wrath is res and he has to be res, just don't include him in your pick reject.
Yep.
Like I know, like some people are like, oh well, you look
Well,
like Spy because you.
nothing to observe. Vacant and killer are on two fails with each other, and they have not spied each other. Not
Killer
saying
and
they have
Ant?
to. Not saying killer and vacant. I'm not saying they have to be two. Like they have to be have to contain a spy, but it's definitely something worth noting.
Actually, Killer should be spying Ant. That's fair. Or well, he knows. Wait, but Wrath said it's not square. Yeah, Killer has to spy Ant. Killer has to spy Ant. That's true. The Killer doesn't have Ant res if he's ever res.
No,
Also, Killer has to have Angie res
it
then.
has to have Angie res as well as Wrath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So it
Is
might
it
actually be that team.
is it anti ant the hats then?
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. It might actually just be that team according to Killer. Killer Merlin because he's trying not to do anything, but like he should know the team here. You know what I mean?
Angie's saying Ant resing Olong is whack. Well, Angie. Okay, well, Ant spied Angie, and Angie kind of spied Ant back, but maybe she's like just like thinking like spying him back, just like whatever.
Like Killer's playing like a little unnatural. I don't think you could. Hmm. No, I guess Ant Resden. Left hand side Angie. That's 3.1. That can't be clean.
Well, no, could it?
Is Ant actually a spy? He just confirmed res two people. Does a spy do this? Pretty
That's
sure.
true.
If it is,
Well,
it's pretty fucking bad.
I
Pretty
mean,
fucking throw.
I
Ant
mean, I'm
confirmed
also
res two
thinking like
people.
Ant and Angie can just be two res. And I don't understand why he spied Angie.
Ant and Angie can be two res.
Can they
Well,
be?
where Killer's a
With Killer
spy.
Spy.
Hmm.
And it's like right hand side hats.
Yeah, in that world, PRs are playing really fucking bad. Just possible. The chat, this game is really bad because everybody's kind of like I
Okay,
type
well
this
let me think.
sometimes.
On right hand side hats, Angie's not Merlin.
On which
Um,
team? Sorry.
right hand side hats, Angie's not Merlin. I don't think. Ant is not Merlin. So it would be in Wrath or Hats.
Well,
Um,
Wrath kind of has been, uh,
flipping a bunch of his info, so it would just be Hats Merlin.
no, like Wrath has kind of been like doing weird stuff in a way that like Hats could be res the entire game. So I mean, he still could be Merlin.
Angie's saying bottom.
I mean, if she's Merlin, she has to. Bottom's just not a good team. Oh shit!
Oh, she is
Wow,
spied along now.
that's decisive. I kind of like that, but
I think
might just be
she might just
Spy.
be dead Merlin.
Might be Spy making a play, but you never know.
But Angie?
Yeah, it might just be a Spy just trying to make a play. Like the coach is like, yeah, just go for it. I respect that. I don't think. I don't think I have. I love Olong's chat this game. He's like the only chat who's like talking very logically. I don't think I have many teams with Angie. Oh, with Angie. I thought he was gonna say in general. So Spire, yeah, goodbye. So Olong res is Ant. So Olong and Ant res each other. Uh, which is very interesting.
Well, if you're saying this 50-50 in Oolong Angie. Oolong should be like, well, rather his red table
Well,
res,
I
so.
mean, like, isn't it like well, Killer has to have Angie. It's a 2v2, no? It's a 2v2. It's Wrath and Hats are two res unless everybody's like throwing this game.
So you're saying Killer
Like
Angie versus All and Fakehan?
yeah, exactly. Because Olong and Ant are hard resing each other. Killer and Angie are hard resing each other.
Well, if that's the case, then why are Killer and Fakehan not spying each other?
Let's see teams where
I mean, Killer and Ant are on two fields together and haven't spied each other. I'm not sure those are the lines. I looked something. I like. I don't know.
well, Killer could be Merlin and be like, okay, everybody already sees that Ant is well, if those aren't the lines, if it's not a 2v2, like what you're saying, then somebody hard through, just rezzing out of their ass.
Yep.
Somebody they shouldn't. Which in that case, this game's pretty doomed on missions
I mean,
already.
I don't like bottom, but I guess
I mean,
it
I did say earlier, like Killer could be Merlin, right? And like he does have a Percy. I wrote it down. Who's the Percy? Like Hats to Killer would be Killer's Merlin line. Oh
Wrath picks
wow,
bottom.
is this a pick reject?
Let's find out. I mean, if Angie's saying bottom and
It
Wrath is picking it,
smells. It smells like a pick reject. Like right when he clicked it, I was like, it feels like a pick reject.
well, I
But
don't. I think this pick reject would be stupid because Angie's asking for bottom. So why would you pick
he
reject and
hasn't
not
even
just?
voted yet. So
Why would you pick reject bottom and not pick reject something else or pick app something else? I think this is either pick app or yeah, I think this is a pick app.
no, he's kind of telling them that he rejected.
So he's pick rejecting Angie's team, which makes Angie a spy,
Not necessarily, but
or it makes Angie a wrong res rather.
no, it could be bottom, and he's just making a mistake. Is what I meant, but I don't know. Well, then you lose the game of pick. I can't be spy with Angie. It's a dumb game. Then you can't.
False. Killer Angie could be a spy team.
Yeah. I guess Wrath would be Merlin on killer anti-killer Angie. Yeah,
Um,
I think it's Wrath only. I don't think Olong would do 1.3 as Merlin. Ah. Yeah. It's anti. It's Wrath. If it's ever, so I'm like inclined. If I was Rezer, I'd be inclined to go with Killer's team. Not joking. I mean, it looks like there's dead Merlins anywhere, everywhere. If Killer and Angie are two spies, then Wrath is Merlin. To be fair, I'd give like a little bit of equity to 1.4, I guess. Just a little bit, maybe, to Ant. I guess Ant could be Merlin too. I forgot that like 1.4 is but would you really do 1.4 here as Merlin? What do you think? In anti-killer Angie.
you can force Angie to pick co-spy.
Is that good?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's
Especially in
possible.
low elo.
Oh,
You also consider that
now Killer is spied fake hand.
I told you. Doesn't this make him more Merlin-y? Because he had this info for like 15 minutes. This is something I always think, and it usually ends up being right. But they're all like claiming information they've known for like 10 minutes. Just go bottom then. Angie Percy. Okay, so if Angie's res, she's not VT. I don't
Yeah,
think. So she's Percy Merlin. Who's she Percy to?
Killer.
How long did she take on 1.5? Do you remember?
Not that long. Like maybe like 20
It
seconds.
doesn't have to be Killer if Angie is Merlin. But who would it be? It can't be Wrath, can it?
Angie's Percy.
Maybe Angie to Hats. 1.2 happened. Would she figure this out? No. Angie just Merlin on bottom? Who can she be Percy to on bottom? I don't really see it. I don't know. Does Wrath okay, if it's bottom and Wrath is Merlin and Olong looks like shit, why is Wrath accusing? Why is Wrath killing Square? Why is Wrath like being weird? Is Merlin here? Also Dude, does 3.2 ever happen if Wrath is Merlin? No. No. Are we that crazy? You see what I'm
On
saying?
anti Olong Angie? Oh, I don't think they'd spy each
No, no,
other.
no, 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 no. On the team, the clean team is bottom,
Yeah.
and Wrath is Merlin. Does 3.2 ever happen? Like, no way.
No, well, does
No way.
2.1 ever happen? No.
Well, I mean, 3.2 is even worse. So Wrath can't be Merlin on bottom.
Well,
I just,
Wrath
I
has claimed one team, being 3.2, and now he doesn't know.
because you said two teams, you had two teams, but looks like what is the second besides bottom? Left hand side, me. For the left hand side, you failed. No, no,
No, I
it didn't.
didn't.
It didn't. No, it didn't. It did not. I thought it was 3.2 for a second. Wait, left hand side Wrath. This is a game where
I don't think Fake Ant would spy Angie right away if that's the team.
why did Olong res fake Ant this game? I feel like he shouldn't have. He didn't even need to. Ant was already resing him. He didn't need to verbalize it. That just throws win rate. All right, whatever. And the other team I'm spy on already got killed in 3.2. Which ones are wrong? 1.1 or 1.2? What?
On left hand side,
Wait.
Wrath. He's basically deciding left hand side Wrath or bottom is what Killer is deciding.
Um, I hate how there's no timer in this game. Kind of,
Yep.
yeah. Hats is probably not Merlin on bottom, and you're probably not Merlin on left hand side me. Dude, Angie's just dead Merlin on bottom. Do you ever even go with Angie? She can't even be Percy to kill her if she's PR, I don't think.
Killer's claimed like so little info. She could be Percy Killer with Ant Morgana potentially.
Like, Wrath can't be Merlin on bottom. Yeah, actually, you're right. It could be Angie to Killer, I guess. Killer's just playing really weird. Everybody's playing weird this game. I guess
Because
whoever's Merlin this game is like, they think they're gonna die, so they're just trying to unmerlin wherever they can. I love when people do this. I always do this where I say I have a preference, but then I don't say what it is. Because like it's more like, okay, just in case if you think you're gonna fuck it up, just ask for my preference. But my preference could technically be wrong too. So it's like it kind of like makes you look like you can be shot. Something I say a lot when I'm not.
bottom picks.
Brother, what are these like these? You don't like look like you don't pick this and say like let's look at the votes. That's not how it works. Like what? Like either people up it or they don't. You know, it's not like oh well let's just see. Like what? I don't even know like what is Olong's team. He's not even claiming anything. I guess he's Hammer, but like who does he even like other than Ant?
I don't like Ant at all. I agree. Team is either bottom or left hand side Wrath. But I feel like his PR info, which like a Percival is like killing one of them because of like no Merlins or two Merlins or whatever.
Well, Killer
Is still
is
spying
Merlin.
Ant.
It could be Merlin on bottom. I don't know how much. I didn't really explore left hand side Wrath.
Oh, Wrath is
Uh,
DC. Wrath is not
the
DC.
hats, the hats. 1.3 is pretty bad as Merlin in left hand side Wrath, but it's possible. It's just not good.
Killer absent. Okay, well.
You know what? Actually, I guess Bot kind of has two Merlins in Killer and Angie. I guess it's not a one Merlin team.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Killer Angie could just be a spy team too.
Uh,
We've talked about this, no?
no, it's not that. I'm just wondering, like, if Killer's Percy to Angie, does he go bottom here? You know what I mean? Does he go bottom? That's the question. I have
Wrath
my
is Wrath,
preference
Wrath is
now.
now saying bottom.
Yeah, so Hats is claiming the thing I claimed a while ago. Like, is it a 2v2? Like, he's trying to confirm that. Or,
Wrath, Killer, and Angie all want bottom.
oh, Olong is lying. Olong is lying. Sus, sus. Let me scroll up. Oh, wow. Olong might be res. Hold
Well, no,
on.
Wrath
But
is
he is
calling
lying.
Wrath is calling for bottom now.
I know, but I'm pretty sure. Did I misread someone's chat? I'm pretty sure Olong did res. Fake Ant.
Yes, he did.
Why is he saying I never resed
This is
Ant?
Morgana,
Usually when people lie,
or I
it
don't actually
usually
remember him resing Fake Ant. Fake Ant res all along. I don't know if the flip happened, but like, why is Hats not picking bottom? Very weird game.
Oh, I think Olong didn't mean to res Ant. Hmm.
I mean, the Hats is just VT.
I mean, Olong's dead on his team. 100% so long. No way he's not Merlin. I'd bet that.
Well,
Now, do you ever
it's
go
just
with Olong here? If
well,
you
I
ever
mean, the
think
problem
he's
is Merlin
right?
is dead on everything. Like Killer's like someone's Percy to Olong and Angie. No.
Yeah, that's why you don't chat like this, and I don't know. This is an example of how a good game for how not to speak in an Avalon game, unless you want to lose. There's too much like residual resing of different people. Like I sometimes type this in games like why the fuck are all six people res? I type this sometimes. I haven't typed it in a while because it hasn't happened in a while. But like I'm like why is everybody getting resed at the same time? I always type this in when I'm like resing because I know somebody's fucking up.
Maybe Hats is Merlin on some bullshit.
Oh shit! I think fuck.
It's
I think
Hats
Olong's res. I
Oh
think
well,
Olong might.
bottom got picked.
Olong. I'm like rereading Olong's chat.
It might be some bullshit.
Damn, Olong this entire game he's been talking properly. Shit. I just reread everything Olong wrote. Hmm. The thing is, Ant looks like a spy though.
Yes, like anti Angie doesn't make sense. I like this. I think this is the team, but Angie's dead.
Are you sure it's Angie even on this? It could be Killer.
I don't think there's this
What?
much of a hassle if it's Killer.
Killer's like yes. Brother, he's asking if we should app or not. I love how indecisive everybody is this game.
It's
Because it's just
crazy.
like this is you're not supposed to play like this. At some point, you got to put your foot down and pick a team, or everybody dies.
Hats is wanting
Nobody.
someone to claim Percival like 8P or like 10P style. Like what? That's so bad.
Why would you claim Percival here?
Because he like I don't know.
If actual Percival is claiming Percival and like, and then they're like confirmed Percival, it's just
Or maybe
helping the spies.
Hats is trying to Percival bait. Like he could be the Percival.
Oh, he's Percival. Yeah, that's fair.
That is a dog shit play that he can just that Hats would like to do. That Hats likes to do.
Hmm. Well, Angie.
Oh, you know what?
Could,
3.2. All along, Killer is pursued all in. Angie doesn't know. 3.2.
wait, you're saying Killer is pursued to Oolong Angie?
Three. That's why 3.2 is rejected. Killer is pursued all along Angie. Or yeah. No.
Possible. There is only 2 Merlins on bottom that are even possible.
There's only one Merlin in every other team.
I guess like Killer can make the assumption Angie just wants to win missions or whatever. Still like her. That's Percival. That's your clearly pure.
This game is so slow, by the way. We had a 5-minute 2.3. Holy shit.
Damn, dude.
Just make a decision. Yeah.
Oolong's fighting so hard this game. It's like it's almost sheeping me. You know what's funny in this game is I would reject. I'll tell you why. Because the fact that nobody has voted for this long, and I always do this, is I just like alt in the game. I can see the votes.
Ant is saying Killer is dead Merlin on this team. Well, that's wrong. Angie is like the obvious. There's a stat Merlin on this team.
I mean, people can say whatever they want. Doesn't mean they're necessarily going to shoot that person, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, fake
I always say
like
someone's
what?
dead Merlin just so that, like, just to make them not up, but then I might actually think it's someone else.
Right? Olong is saying that there's no Merlin on this team. Ant is saying that there's one Merlin on this team. There is a Merlin on this team.
I think Olong's Rez. I actually do. I think he's Rez. Wow.
Oh my god, they're all asking each other what they voted, but none of them have voted. This is so annoying.
Wait, it can't be Wrath to Olong. It can't. It can't. Who is Percy to Olong if Olong's Merlin?
Well, Killer? Like, why not?
A 1.2 is so shit if Haas is Percy to Olong and Angie at least. Unless Ant is Morg. No, if Ant is Morg, it can't be that. Can't be that because fucking this would be rejected in like 10 hours ago. This is a really bad game.
This is so slow. It's like been I've been recording for 52 minutes.
This is like make the title "How Not to Play Avalon in Crit," or in general,
or 5-minute 2.3.
You know, 2.3 was 5 minutes, by the way.
I know. I said that's what I'm saying. 2.3 was 5 minutes.
This is so stupid.
Me and Olong can't be too spicy. Just look at how he talks to me.
The way Angie played this game was like...
I mean, dead Merlin.
I'm not a fan, but like, she kind of got shut out of the game, so she kind of gets like...
Because 2.1 is just so fucking... It doesn't make sense.
She gets like a little bit of credibility.
Killer is stating app. Killer is stated in an app. Wrath is apt.
Oh, isn't it over already? Ant is a spy. You have to app now. You have to app. You have to app. It passes already.
Yep.
Ant is a spy. You have to app. Oh my god, if you don't app, you're trolling anyways. Holy shit. Click your fucking app button already. You literally have to app. Why is nobody telling him this?
Is Hats Merlin? Hello? Is Hats Merlin on some bullshit team?
No, he's bad. But why is nobody telling him that he literally has to pass if it's 30 already? You literally cannot click reject here. Oh shit! Wait, hold on. Would Ant BM? Hold on.
Would Ant BM? BM on what?
What the fuck's going on? The game should be over either way. No, it's bottom. That Ant wrote that. Yeah, he just outed. Yeah, it's bottom. What is Hats doing, bro?
Hats. You don't like what is Hats'
It's
role?
funny because there's this
Oh, it
game that
passed. And off
yeah
Hats.
it has to pass no matter what.
Oh my god, yeah. Killer was Percy Oling Angie.
Yeah, Olong was Merlin.
Yep.
How do you go with Angie here as Percy though?
I
I
mean,
would have went with
Both
Olong
Merlins
way
are
later.
just so dead.
No, Olong was dead way later. Don't say that because let me explain why. Wrath res had so many times. Uh, Olong had some equity of living. He typed in a way that ends his res, and then he made a mistake. I mean, it's kind of cringy, but it's very smart. Like I would do that even. Uh, Olong played this game pretty well. The only thing that I don't like is 1.3, and he even knows that. Yeah, Killer just has Olong's team, by
Well,
the
also,
way.
this is a problem with Wrath, because Wrath pick rejected bottom, and then, like, he killed.
This game is on Killer
It's
100%.
I'd say it's like 70% Killer, 30% Wrath, I think.
No, I would say it's so on Killer. He had this is really bad. You can't go with Angie. I think this is one of those games where if Angie's res, you just take
You just take the L.
mission loss because Wrath
Pick
was like
rejected bottom.
outing PR. Wrath was outing PR. Hats was kind of outing PR on him too. You actually had a case where if you went with what the VTs wanted, and 2.5 is so bad.
2.5 is bad, and Ant spies Angie. Maybe Killer thinks those are not two spies?
The 3.3 is
3.3
wow,
is.
Killer. This is.
This is not a
I
good
hope
game.
Killer sees this. Sees my left
Well, who's
link.
Killer's coach? Because this is
Him
a.
and the coach.
Who is it? It's either Evie or Ingenue or someone else. Maybe Salted Potato, or I don't know. Anyway, this was not a good Percival game. But, like, Hats did the best he could. Like Hats was in a very weird spot. I think I don't know. It was not like all the chat from everybody was just so weird.
I need to know who Killer's coach is. I just want to know who it is.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm probably just gonna stop the recording because this was just boring. It was so slow. All right,
All right.
what a game.